Okay, wow, I really need to backtrack a lot. Okay, so start of my day is, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. As you can see, my surroundings are a little bit different. I am currently in my junior year of college, in film school right now, so that's been pretty crazy. It's a single room, which is really nice. It's just me. You know, as you can see, I got my desk space set up behind me and everything. So yeah, I'm gonna just kind of give you a rundown of sort of what my typical day looks like, but kind of at my busiest, I want to say. So yeah, let's get into it. I usually try to wake up no later than 6:30 or 6:45. I usually try to plan out my outfits the night before. I just, pick out my clothes, lay them out, so I know exactly what I'm gonna wear. I don't know if it's a negative stereotype, but like among college students that we kind of neglect our appearances to a degree. So I guess, yeah, enough about my dorm room. I think it boosts my confidence a little bit, kind of feeling like I can, walk out the door wearing something that I feel good in and that I feel good wearing. Yeah, I try to get out the door like 7:30, 7:45. So what I usually do is I drive up to the Performing Arts Center and I park in the lot, because that's where most of my other classes are. So after I park, I walk down to the building where most of my gen ed courses are. Walk down there because my first period class, Renaissance Europe, is over there. And so I walk over there and then for that class. I have some time in between my first two classes, so I usually use that time to get breakfast. Over the summer, I was definitely a lot more conscious about what I was eating, and so I want that to kind of carry over into my school year. So after breakfast, I usually go over to the library, just because it's a nice study space. There's printers and copiers and scanners, and so I just kind of take full advantage of that. They have these tables with outlets in them, and they're kind of concealed behind these rows and rows of bookshelves, so it's kind of they're very kind of secretive a little bit, but ideally one of those that's right by the bathrooms. From there, I just sort of plug in, put on some music, or maybe I'll listen to a podcast or something and just kind of try to get as much done as I can before my second period class starts, which is also very convenient because my second period class is also in the library. So right now in that class, we're directing these kind of scenes. They're not going to be filmed, but they're going to be just sort of rehearsed and blocked. They have to be from a play or written work that doesn't have the screen adaptation. What I did was I just kind of looked through a book of scenes that are just meant to be performed. They're not meant to be adapted into anything. They're just kind of these short little skits, if you will. And so I just picked one out. We've been kind of rehearsing through it. Me and these two other guys were kind of rehearsing our scenes together. Each one of us has to direct each other, so it's going to be one director and two actors, and that kind of just sort of rotates with each person. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for that. Right after directing, I have production management. It's a class that shows you how to be a producer, essentially. So that's kind of everything from casting. I think we're gonna hold some auditions for actors next week. Earlier today, we pitched ideas for what we want our final projects to be. Mine, the one that I'm pitching right now, is this film about time travel, which I'm really excited about. So yeah. So after production management, I usually go to lunch. I feel like after I've just had a class, I think the last thing I want to do is talk to more people, if that makes sense. So Yeah, but yeah, so then after lunch I have documentary filmmaking, which I feel like documentary filmmaking, it's one of those, like, I don't know, it's a very hard medium to get right. Right now we're kind of learning about like different modes or genres of documentaries. I really like, they're called poetic documentaries. They take a little bit more of an experimental approach by kind of prioritizing editing, and you know, sometimes they'll have voiceover, but it's like there isn't really much of a correlation between what's being said and what's being shown. I started making poetic documentaries like, I think as far back as like high school or something, but I didn't even know they were called poetic documentaries until my teacher saw one of my films and was like, oh yeah, that's a poetic documentary. I don't usually do it on Tuesdays and Thursdays just because those are when I'm at my busiest. But one thing that I usually do is I try to go on a run, or I try to exercise, specifically running. I did track and cross country. I did cross country, I think, freshman year, but I had to quit the team sophomore year because it was too much of a commitment between my major and my classes. But I still run. There are lots of really great trails nearby. I'll go for like an hour or something, go for like 6, 7, 8 miles or something just on the trail, and you know, I'll have my music in, I'll be running. You know, if I've had a really stressful day of classes, or if I've been struggling socially, or I've just been like very anxious and uptight the whole day, I feel like running it feels very therapeutic. Yeah, so yeah, now I guess you kind of have a little bit of an idea of what my life is like, and yeah.